In today's video, we're going to be playing 100 days of hardcore Minecraft. However, there's a little twist. I am going to do this 100% legitimately.
Sarcasm? No, I've never heard of that. What is that?
I thought we'd spice it up with something a bit different today, something that is very, very tricky.
I may have lied. I have heard of sarcasm.
Now, this video took barely any time to make, so I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe, because... please. Okay, let's get started with a legitimate 100 days. Now, I normally just go over random seed for this, but for once I thought, you know what, let's use my favourite number. My favourite number is minus 376 quadrillion, 42 trillion, 977 billion, 865 million, 450,385, if you didn't know. And it's always been my lucky number, but I've never used it in 1.16 before, so I thought I'd try it out, and, well, it was once again lucky. We spawned in the middle of a village here. Very, very nice spawn. Now, don't bother Googling, like, Minecraft's best seed, because it might come up. I don't know. I don't even care. Anyway, I found this nice blacksmith here. Got some iron stuff from the chest, which is really helpful. Then, of course, had to steal the classic yellow bed and started punching down some trees so I could make myself a wood pickaxe. Just your standard Minecraft stuff so far, nothing too crazy. We just always have to do this at the start of a world, don't you? I then used this pickaxe to get enough stone to get some stone tools, and then we went and killed the iron golem. And we got really lucky. This guy actually dropped 5 iron ingots, which is really lucky. So, of course, I made an iron pickaxe because we needed one, and then I just set off in a random direction. I managed to stumble across this biome here where I got some wood, and I spent the rest of day one just chopping trees down in this area until the next day when we awoke. We had about 2 and a bit stacks of logs. I then set off towards the desert where I had a weird feeling there was a desert temple buried under here, but turns out I was wrong, so I just sort of, dug up again and went off adventuring. Killed some cows along the way as I needed some leather, also killed a chicken because we just have to. And then in this chest here, found 3 diamonds, which is very nice, plus an iron sword. And then we kept adventuring, and by day 10, we had found this savanna biome here, which looked very nice. I thought this looked like a great place to settle down, so I slept here. And then on day 11, we headed up here where we found this nice sort of oasis area. However, I cleared out some of the trees because they were just getting in the way as we're going to be building our house here. My inventory was getting a bit messy right now, so I decided to craft a double chest quickly to put all this stuff in, and then I just sort of cleared out some of this thing to change it to grass, and then by day 12 I thought I'll build my house, and it took about 2 days to build, and as you can see, here it is. It's quite small. Didn't want to make anything too big for the first few days, and it only took a little while to make, like I said, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks quite cool, but I decided I need to add a storage system inside this, and you'll notice there was a thunderstorm, so I slept, of course. Bringing this on to day 15, where I finally got some cobblestone to make some furnaces, in which I made some charcoal and some cooked chicken for us to eat. I did a bit of decorating in our house, as you can see here, and I also added some barrels in for a bit more storage and also just a bit of decoration. I then crafted some food and some tools as we're going to start our first strip mine. Also, I kept crafting these wooden axes by accident, silly me, but we started digging down, as you can see here, and we found some coal for the first time, plus some gold, which was quite nice. And we managed to finish off this massive staircase in just under a day, which was nice, but then we killed our first creeper. I say killed, it exploded, and on day 16, we started our strip mine, and we got pretty lucky straight away. Look at all those diamonds. I didn't mine them all, however, as I wanted to make an enchanting table first. But I need books, of course, so I set out on an adventure, found this shipwreck on the way, and luckily there was 12 books in it, which was awesome. Also, we found some paper in there as well, which we can use to craft books, of course, and we need leather, so I killed some cows. And then we went searching for villages, and on day 17 we found this one. However, it didn't have any of the stuff we needed, so we set off in another direction over here. And on day 18 we found this village, but it didn't have anything. So on day 19 I found this village, but once again it didn't have anything. So on day 20 I found this village, and this one had a desert temple in it, so we went and explored it. And after lighting it up, we found in this chest here a nice book. That book being a Fortune 4 book. These are really rare, but I managed to get my hands on one pretty early on, so I'm pretty pleased with that. And we also got some gold and some iron from this blacksmith here. We then headed over to some more villages, and we couldn't find any. And on day 12 we managed to come across this village here, and we went over the hill, and look, all these buildings which all have bookshelves in. I couldn't believe my luck. After all that bad luck with all those other villages, we found this one, and look how many books we managed to get. We just mined them all. And on day 29 we decided to set off back home, and it took us quite a while as we're about 5,000 blocks away, but we made it home and we slept, bringing us to day 42. And on this day I used the books I just collected connected to make some bookshelves, and also I made an enchanting table as well. Plop that down, but obviously I don't have any enchanted points right now, but what I do have is the savannah, and in the savannah, if you find this bit here, it looks like a diamond, right? It's quite a rare spawn, but you throw on some steak, some gold, and the thing you want to duplicate, and lightning strikes, and then you get a stack back of that item. So I did this 4 times the diamonds, as you can see here, and I also did it with some bucks as well. So I've now had 4 fortune 4 bucks, which I combined to make a fortune 16 buck, added it onto my pickaxe, and this thing is great. Look how many diamonds you get from just a few blocks of diamond ore here, which got me in the mood for mining. So I went back up to the surface quickly, emptied my inventory, and then went back into the mine and came out 6 days later with 57 blocks of diamonds, which made me think I should probably make some diamond tools now. However, I didn't really like my house being here, so I decided to take it down and move it to this section over here, as it just looks a lot nicer in this plains biome. This took quite a few days to do. Also, where do these wooden axes keep coming from? I've got no idea. But as you can see, I'd built up some enchanting points, so I decided to enchant my sword here, and it may say sharpness 3, but that was a bit of a glitch. It was actually a sharpness 30 enchantment, which is quite nice. And feeling confident with my new sword, I decided to just, like, you know, start digging down, see if I could find anything. And I actually stumbled across an end fortress, which is quite nice. But unfortunately, the portal wasn't complete. But I went round the corner here, found this chest, and luckily there's 3 eyes of Ender in it, so I didn't even have to go to the Nether. And I just put that in, and we went straight to the end to kill the Ender Dragon. And this sword, pretty good. It can one-hit Enderman, which is very nice. Picked up some Ender Pearls, went and attacked the Ender Dragon once, hit her in the head, and then she flew in the air. But luckily, I clutched it out with an ender pearl and we didn't die, which was very, very fortunate. I killed this enderman here, and luckily they dropped a bow for me, so I managed to start shooting out the towers, etc., and also hitting the ender dragon a bit as well. I hit the ender dragon here, but luckily ender pearled again and survived, which was very fortunate. And finally, we hit the ender dragon once, shot her a couple of times, and after waiting a while, she came down and perched once more, and we managed to kill her on day 60. Very, very nice. Collected all that lovely XP there, and headed back into the portal. However, we didn't set our beds, so unfortunately I can't remember where my house is, so I decided to go to this mushroom island here and started converting it into grass, which took a couple of days, but we got there eventually. Not sure where that wooden axe came from, but anyway, we're going to continue on, and we're actually going to build a new house. And I decided to go kind of simple and just build this big mushroom here, as it kind of fits in with the whole aesthetic of this island. And you may have noticed me like kind of looking like I'm flying in that time lapse there. It's just scaffolding being weird. Also, where do these wooden axes keep coming from? But inside, this place is looking quite nice, and you'll notice there's some mushroom cows nearby, so obviously I had to trap these as we need a source of food. I also killed this wandering trader here, and then we started placing some fence in here, and as you can see, 2 mushroom cows had actually wandered in, so that was actually very useful. So of course I bred them up a little bit here, as you can see, and then we went to the village across the way as we needed to get some stuff for a farm. And I also trampled all of their hoed land as well, because I want to set a precedent that I'm not going to be a nice neighbor. Also killed an iron golem as I needed some iron, and then we headed home and slept. The next day I made a bucket and decided to get working on my farm. I put a load of rubbish into that chest there, then got adding in some little water spots before hoeing the ground, and then started planting a load of seeds, which I spent quite a while doing, and as you can see here, they all grew very nicely. I then got a bit confident and went looking for a lava pool, as that's right, we're going to head to the Nether. So I got making one of those custom speedrunner portals that people always do. I had no trouble with this whatsoever, and we headed straight into the Nether. And for some reason, my Nether was really laggy, but look at this sick spawn here. We spawned right next to this fortress. We headed straight in, and I'd actually found this looting sword in a chest, so I thought I'd use that here instead. You can see the lag when I'm eating here. It's really weird, and you'll see in a second when I discovered my first wither skeleton how laggy it is. It took me quite a while to kill this fella, but we got him dead eventually, and he dropped a skull straight away. Our luck is looking up. Luck, get it? And in no time, we had 3 wither skull heads, and we headed home with no problem whatsoever. When we got back to our house, we slept, and it was day 77 before I finally picked up the courage to take on the wither, and we had a bit of a fight on our hands. It's quite tricky on hardcore mode, but after a long and strenuous battle, we managed to kill him, and got the Nether Star, which was awesome. When I got home, it was day 81, and we made ourselves that beacon. However, we've got no blocks, and I thought the easiest method probably would be to go back to the Nether, as I wanted to get some netherite, and I used some TNT, which I made whilst we're on the way back from killing the Wither, and this was very useful for finding ancient debris, and I decided, you know what, let's just stay here for a while. So after mining the first few bits, which didn't take long, I arrived back on day 98 with a good amount of ancient debris. However, it took another day or so to smelt, as I only had one furnace, but on day 99, man, I can't believe we're here already. We got building our beacon with our netherite blocks. Obviously, this is quite tricky to achieve in 100 days, but I'm really good at Minecraft, so we managed to pull it off with ease, and we actually used a netherite ingot to turn it on just to flex, you know. And then on day 100, I finished off this pixel art that I've been working on secretly, as you can see there, looking very nice. And then we also had this happen. These chickens just started falling from the sky, so I just kept killing them, and honestly, they keep coming. I don't know what to do. I spent the rest of day 100 just killing these guys, so I'm probably going to be here a while. Probably the next 200 days or 100 days or so, whatever it's called, will probably be just me killing chickens falling from the sky for most of it. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. But this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.